Hey guys, Matt Korbanic here for Guitar Lessons in Your Living Room, and today we're going to be talking about warm-ups. So this is going to be part one of a two-part series. We're going to be doing the warm-up for the intermediate and or advanced player. So I'm going to assume a couple things. I'm going to assume that you pretty much know where to keep your thumb at all times, and you don't have an issue with hammer-ons and pull-offs. So if those are an issue for you, check back for the next episode. We will be discussing warm-ups and thumb placement and so on and so forth. So let's get started. Okay, before we start, I have to give you a little disclaimer here. I'm not a medical professional, so if you have any real issues with arthritis, carpal tunnel, you've had issues with tendons or anything like that, seek out a medical professional, maybe have them watch the video and see if this is an appropriate thing for you. I really don't want arms, fingers, knuckles, or anything to start swelling up like a balloon or anything like that. So, here we go. This is what I do to just take a couple minutes, get the muscles loose and ready to go, and get mentally prepared. And I start like this. I just start by touching my fingertips to my thumb. And I might speed it up a little bit. Okay. And I just do that for a second or two. Then what I do is I do thumb, pinky, ring, middle, index. Now I'm just going to do that pattern, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to slowly speed it up till I get something like this going. And then I'll start rolling my wrists and kind of flapping my arms or something. Like that. Now, whenever I do this, I can really feel it in my forearms and in my wrists, and it loosens them up and it loosens up the fingers. The next thing you want to do is, whenever we grab things, we use the muscles that pull our fingers into our hands, but we rarely use the muscles that push out. But we use them a lot when we play guitar, so I'll just push my fingers out a little bit, a few times, like that. The next thing that I normally do is I will take my arm out, put it straight out. I'll kind of give you a side preview. Pull lightly back on my hand once, and again, to stretch out this muscle underneath, and then my forearm muscle on the top. Like so. And then I switch arms. And then I might just kind of loosen up my shoulders, make sure I'm centered in my chair, and then that's where I pick up my guitar. Now, this is a very simple exercise, and actually this helps me mentally focus and get ready to play more so than, moving my fingers around. And I'm just going to walk with my index and middle finger across the 6 strings like this. Now, I'm using my thumb. If you're using a pick, you're just going to be doing all down picks. Now I use a different set of fingers coming back, and a different set going up. So let's see that as a close-up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start on the first fret on the E string. It doesn't have to be the E string. I just usually pick the E string, and I'm going to just play 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, just like this. And I'll move up 1 fret. Now, if you're a fingerstyle guy, I highly recommend when you do that, you use all the different combinations of your fingers. Like I said, this is for an intermediate or advanced player, so you should already know them. For a pick player, just a regular alternate picking pattern, just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, like this. Next is going to be, I'm just going to do a real fast hammer on and pull off like this. And that's really about it. Like I said, those little exercises there help me mainly to get mentally focused and to get connected to the instrument. It helps me tremendously it helps me tremendously, and it should help you tremendously so that you're not just jumping into playing right away. Now, feel free to add anything in here. Like I said, this is just a quick warm-up, but if you want to make the hammer-ons and pull-offs a little bit more complicated with triplets or something like that, feel free. I mean, this is not something to be set in stone. This is just something, like I said, to calm you down and get ready to play. The next step that I do after this, and I recommend this to all of my students, is spend the next 10 minutes working on something that you can't do that's very technical. If you add in a 10-minute session every day of your practice time, just imagine how much practice time you would spend working on stuff that you can't do, which as a teacher, I see a lot of guitar players avoid that. So, I hope that you got tons of value out of this lesson, and like us on Facebook, and I hope to see you next time.